What's up, everyone? This is Soul with another video, and just earlier, Blizzard released a video called Building Azeroth Crafting Koresh, but that's not what we're really going to focus on. We're actually going to take a look at this thing about the Legion remix, because in it, they drop a mention about the Legion remix and how, well, basically, I guess how artifacts are going to work. They also looked at a couple of abilities, but we're just going to react to what little we can and, just kind of get an idea of what to expect a little bit later this year. Please like the video, subscribe, and, so on and so forth. So here's the screen that they refer to. And we see here that it's the Twin Blades of the Deceiver. This is the Demon Hunter weapon for whatever spec it was, I forgot. We have this currency here that looks like a bronze sort of thing. And it looks like we progress down a tree and we get stuff. So it's a little bit hard to see here, so I apologize, but at least from the looks of it, we can identify what some of these icons mean immediately, mostly because we know that the square icons usually mean abilities. The circular ones are usually like enhancements or passives or what have you. So we can also see that there are smaller nodes here that might be like small stats, things like that, and it actually goes through a little bit here when the person here mouses over. So like, here we go. So here's the main ability, Remix Time, unlocks the ability to collect infinite power to upgrade your artifact weapon and grant Remix Time, which raises your artifact, and you raise your artifact and open a rift, causing your cooldowns to recover way faster for 3 seconds. Now, no telling if this is going to be like a specific thing for demon hunters or if this is going to apply for everyone. I'm going to take a stab at it and say this is going to be for everyone. So for 3 seconds, you get so many of your cooldowns back, and then you start powering up, and you can see here this has a certain cost to it. This is a 1-point talent. You get some stats, and then some more stats, and then some more stats. And then it goes to this ability here. So this is a passive. While out of combat and moving, you gain time running every 1.5 seconds, increasing your non-flying speeds by 4%, and then stacks up to like 50 times. So let's say you're doing like old content. You're running like an old instance, or, well, I guess in this case, it's going to be like a new instance. So it's going to be a way to increase your overall speed. Now, this is a 1 rank kind of thing. There seems to be another thing here that looks like a foot, which will also increase your speed. But you also notice here, you have a choice going forward. You're going to get more bronze, and it looks like you're eventually going to want to get all of these. That's going to be the thing at the very end, and you can kind of barely see this silhouette of of an infinite talent, which I'm going to guess is similar to the Concordance of Legionfall. That's going to give you like more stats or some sort of explosive power up or something like that. But in the meantime, the way that these nodes are shaped, at least the way that I'm looking at this, is that you have like these abilities here on each end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have like this fork, this 5-pronged path that we can go down once we probably max out most of these things here. From the looks of it, we're going to get like some sort of awesome power of some sort. And from that, by going further down this tree, we can make that awesome power even more awesome if we keep going. Keep powering up the bronze and everything, and then eventually we get everything. Some folks may want to get like all the powers and then, and then start progressing down. There might be some sort of restriction too. There might be something where if you start going down this power, you can't choose the others until you max it all out, or something. Something like that might exist. I'm not entirely sure. Did they apply anything else? So here you're going up the tree, or this person's going up the tree. That was like more stam again, and that's pretty much it. That's all they kind of show here. So it's still hard to say exactly what we're going to get with the remix, but I've been trying to say this whole time is that we should keep an open mind as to what they ultimately do. We knew that they were going to, actually, we just kind of figured that they were going to add artifact weapons, for something during the Legion remix, because it just makes way too much sense to do that. It would be crazy if they didn't. But also, what's suspiciously missing, or what we haven't seen yet, is if we're going to get like some zany powers like we did for the Mr. Pandaria remix. We're able to mix and match all sorts of different powers to have like these crazy crazy effects happen. That may or may not happen at all in the upcoming Legion remix. We might get something like this, where instead of the mop remix, where everyone kind of had like the samey kinds of powers, we're all just glorified dot classes at a certain point. Here, they're going to lean harder into having, I guess, they're putting more thought into this. They're creating more abilities that have to do with like our class, kind of like how Legion was. So this is kind of an interesting approach. We haven't really seen much of anything. Obviously, we're only looking at one weapon, and this is all conceptual. We don't know how far along this is. But what do you guys think so far? Let us know in a comment. Let us know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys for the next thing. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.